You know what? I hate everything about everything.
I feel like that's a 3 Days Grace song or something. I hate everything about everything.
I think you're thinking of 5 Doors Down.
No. It's 6 Doors Down. They moved further away.
They've moved further away?
They've moved further away.
That's such a shame. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whatever time of day it is.
The laziest intro yet.
It's the lazy intro because we're doing a watch along because we decided to sit down on a couch and we don't really want to get up. So we decided to set up the cameras, set up our microphones, and we're going to do a little wrestling watch along. Handle business first. I'm the one and only Alex Braddock. Joining me as always.
I'm just a camera guy, Dylan Gilbert.
Just a camera guy.
Just a camera guy.
Today we're doing a watch along. It's been a minute since we've done one of this. LWA Movement 4. This was back in January of 23. You were in attendance. This was before you were a camera guy. This is old footage that I have from the bleachers of me versus none other than Jordan Ja.
And what I remember being a really fun match.
It was a fun one. Definitely before. This was when I was making my singles run, starting to kind of make my debut as a singles guy in my own little name. Jordan treated me well, even though he put up a good fight, and we'll kind of see what happens.
Yeah. I think without further ado, let's get into this thing.
Yeah, we're going to start it from the top in 3, 2, and 1. I remember shenanigans ensuing during the entrance of this. We definitely don't have footage of that. I don't believe. Yeah, we do the good.
Yeah, no, we start off with the good old handshake of honor.
Yep. Because at the time, Movement wasn't really about the heels versus the faces. We were just trying to put on some really good matches.
You know, I think we talked about. I know we've talked about it off of camera. The like, not every wrestling match or feud has to be like life or death. I'm going to burn down your childhood home.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it could just be an athletic exhibition. And then sometimes you need that story to push it even further.
Absolutely.
I think this is definitely much more just like this is a fun, like, two guys with no beef, just putting on a good wrestling match.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you could not tell that to the older lady in the front row, who I remember multiple times screaming, "Kill the ref," after you kicked out at 2.
So this referee, Grant, I forget what his last name is. I do not believe this was his first time refereeing, but it was one of his few. And I remember talking to him in the back going, I need you to hit the mat harder, please.
Every time I've watched it, that's been my beef. I love when the referee's arm comes down like they're laying a chop in. Just like hit the mat.
Yeah.
Just hit it.
I remember this one being fun though, man. Like me and Jordan even now, I can't say at the time, but even now, we both have mad respect for each other. We're both really cool. Like I said, this was when I was kind of upstarting and kicked in the mouth. It's fine. But yeah, I was on my rise at this moment. Just got done doing a feud with Dale in Florida, and we kind of just said we're going to go out there, we're going to have fun, get this crowd into the show, because I believe we were first match or second match. I can't really remember.
You guys were early, I remember that. I know this is maybe a month or so after the Back 9 Brawl.
This was pretty close to it. I remember this show being the one that Dale missed.
Yeah.
Because he was doing AEW filming.
Mm-hmm.
Which was fun.
Yeah, I remember going to the, Back 9 Brawl was the first one I got to see you do in person, and then coming to this one was just like, all right, how many of these things can we make? Let's go.
Yeah.
And obviously,
luckily I got in a little more closer to home. Huh?
Brother, it's nice working here in Pro Wrestling 225 now, I gotta say.
This is really trying to figure out
you're trying to get the...
Remember when I tried to get the fingers over, and it made zero sense because I would always switch hands on which hand I would do the A and the B on?
We're among friends, so between me, you, and whoever watched this on YouTube. I always had the same issue with the Undisputed Era. I never knew which one to do right.
Yeah.
So I just never really did it on camera until just now.
Also, shout out to my wife who
is cheering while filming
and moving the camera so horribly. Sorry to anyone with motion sickness.
Maybe I should have been the cameraman.
Yeah, you probably should have. But I honestly, when I said I was going to watch this match, I thought it was on a tripod until just now when I noticed she was moving all over the place.
So I will say, if you've watched any of the episodes of Unleashed that I've filmed, I can attest to, as much as I make faces when I'm filming, I keep quiet as much as possible because like I want the audio usable.
Yep.
Because I know it's hard to clip out just a small section of, like, if I say something into like the headsets or whatever. But boy, it is hard to not react when you're watching wrestling. Right. So I've just had to learn how to do it very quietly, and it's a lot of just facial expressions.
I mean, that's half of wrestling, honestly, just facial expressions. Also, I'd like to note, we're talking about footage and filming and this, that, and the other. I have no idea. You may see the guy up in the sound booth with a camera, and you may see the guy on the ground with a camera. I have no idea what happened to that footage. I don't think anyone knows what happened to that footage. So
now the filmer on the ground, I believe, is a wrestler now currently, right? That is
Christos,
right?
Christos, yeah.
Alexander Christos.
Yep.
I'm getting his full name right.
Yep. And
worked some shows with him. I like it.
Yeah, he's a solid dude when he's not being a prick. Solid guy. I mean,
those
just depends on where he's at. I think depending on the city is whether he's a prick or not. But that's just wrestling in a nutshell for us.
That's wrestling.
Tight little headlock here. Definitely was not out of breath by any means.
Not at all.
Not at all.
You don't get blown up.
I don't get blown up. I can go 60 minutes in the dome, bro.
Ooh, I like the sell of the chin. That is probably not a sell.
No, we were kind of snug on this one, but it was definitely right back to it. Right back to it.
Right back.
I remember us talking, hey, by the way, I'm going to talk not in gimmick for a second. So skip ahead or mute for a little bit if you got a problem with it. I remember being backstage and us talking like, okay, cool. We realize that Jordan is going to be the one that everybody cheers for, but we're going to try and make a name for you. So me getting in the heat, in a sense, on Jordan, but also showing off the talents that I can do, you start seeing the side of me getting pissed that I can't get the count right and this, that, and the other. I felt so bad for that Euro because it was stiff as all garbage.
Yeah, you just put your shoulder into the sternum.
I think I tripped right before it. Oh, so I have a funny story about this spot. You may wonder, there was definitely contact there.
There was.
Me and Jordan, ages before this match ever happened, he came up to me and was like, hey, I want to try something with you. I was like, okay, cool. And we attempted to do the up and over spot where he throws me up and kicks me in the head. We ran it 3 times perfectly. Third time's a charm is not just a saying.
Yeah.
And for some dumb reason, we said, let's run it back one more time. And Jordan catches me, throws me up, and I go ass over tea kettle and ass straight on the ring post.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure I'm wrestling with the bruise that I got from that. So, yeah, good times. I really enjoyed this show. I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah,
I'm sure Jordan's back was hurting by the end of it.
This was definitely a fun show all around. I was disappointed we didn't get more out of movement after this, but like since then, I mean, like LWA's started doing their thing, like 225's, really taking off. Like all the same people you were seeing are doing things elsewhere, which is good to see.
Oh yeah.
And again,
I always
the
remember,
ref is doing a great job, but he's got to like smack that mat, man.
I always remember it was one of those things that's like, if you don't know what to do, just cover him. You can clearly tell I don't know what I'm doing. I did not hear the count here. Shout out to the ref for not disqualifying me because I did not hear the referee's count. Definitely got to 5 and he told me to let go. And
I think this might have been one of those times where that old lady's yelling, "Do your job, ref," or "Kill that ref."
Oh, probably.
And it was so funny because like you would kick out completely cleanly, And she'd be screaming like, "Ref, do your job! Ref, do your job!" And I was like, "He is." He kicked out. Like, the ref's not supposed to hold him down. Like,
oh, this is when I do the Meteora for the first time.
oh, you didn't bring that back.
I love that spot. Well, I turned it into a bulldog because it's a little bit easier and it's more of a spectacle.
Yeah, the float over.
I'm going to try and think of a way to bring back the Meteora as maybe a springboard or something. This is also the first time that I did the Rough Rider.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember that moment.
That I'm still trying to work on a name for. Because I definitely did the Meteora and kept it in my repertoire, turned it into something else. I remember spiking for that. I remember head going down and just being like, I'm going to sit here for a second.
When you picked your head up, I remember being like, okay, he's fine. Because when you spiked, you laid flat, I was like, is he good?
Yeah.
Is he good?
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty of kind of like long hair in wrestling is like you get a little bit of leeway. So even then you still had like shaggy kind of hair.
And this is when I started growing it out.
You kind of get some leeway where it looks like your head might hit, but it doesn't. And you can scare the people in the cheap seats. You know, you can scare the people in the front row. Like it looks very much like, oh, he might have just died.
Yep. This is when I sit here and I'm like, all right. Half of this match is just me catching my breath, and I'm so glad I've gotten better at disguising that nowadays.
Not better at staying in shape, better at hiding it.
But yeah, man, and then I'll talk not business for another second, so skip ahead another 15 seconds or something. In a minute, I remember Jordan being like, hey, I started doing this move and no one's countered it yet. I want you to counter it. And I was like, okay, into what? He goes, your finish. You go, oh boy, this will be fun. Thank you, lovely wife, for reacting to that one.
You're selling that one? That is a sweet flip. I love a good springboard like
dude,
that.
And I mean, you got that little Arabian that he does, like the leg drop.
Cannot say enough good things about Jordan in the ring.
Oh, absolutely.
And outside of the ring, obviously.
Solid dude all around.
Big fan of the guy.
And goes for his twisted metal.
Love that.
Which everyone was confused. I remember everyone being confused.
This is when you're doing the story roads?
Yeah, the story roads. Yeah. This was before the storyteller.
Yeah, this is true.
This is, and I quote, the ego executioner.
That is right. Because I remember you talking about the storyteller, but you didn't actually go through with that until later on.
Yeah. I don't even remember. It had to have been Florida, right? That the storyteller came out?
I think it was because at first you were at least to my remembrance, you were the ego executioner because you had to take Dale down a peg.
Right.
And then after that,
I kept it around, but it didn't make much sense to have an ego executioner when you're
the champion and fighting for championships.
And facing guys like Jordan who definitely don't have an ego.
No, that's true. He's one of those dudes with no ego.
I remember you guys.
That's the match right there. Thank you guys for tuning in.
I remember you guys so pissed off for this too.
It is. It's one of those things that, like, I think when done well, and I think like the crowd reacts well to this, so like I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Like, one of my least favorite things is like if you watch a UFC fight, the guy's getting choked and the ref picks the hand up and it drops. That's the match.
That's the match. Which I can't disagree with you.
So when that arm dropped, I was like, cool, that's the match. Go ahead and get some popcorn. And then he drops it a second time. I was like, oh no, match continuing.
Rough Rider.
Boom.
I think that's the cleanest one I've hit.
You got all the way up too, man. Like you have surprising height when you need to. Like you can get up there when you need to.
Yep. I don't know how. Because this is the same guy that can try to attempt to do a springboard on the second rope and cannot move to save his life. Good old double down spot that I don't think was supposed to be a double down spot.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to roll with it.
This was the point where Jordan hit me and told me to come on and start. And props to Jordan because he just laid him in. Meanwhile, I'm half button them right here.
His
And I'm like,
strikes
what now?
are always so clean.
So good, dude. And those strings on his arm really adds to him too.
Yeah.
Like you said with the hair, right?
It gives that little extra something.
Yep. Oh, the pin sequence. Yep. I remember. At what point? It was this right here.
Code Red.
Yep. No, Sunset Flip.
Sunset Flip.
Code Red is the big bomb. I would have needed to sit on his back for this.
Oh, you're right. See, even nerds get it wrong sometimes.
Yep. Even the marks get it wrong, guys. 2 and 3.
I love that bridging pin so much.
So good. So good.
It's got solid music.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, the fact that he now, or I don't know about now, but he came out to baby metal for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it made so much sense. It was too good. I remember at this point, I think Jordan may have told the ref, he was like, tell him to get up. Just because we just did a bunch of roll-up sequences and I haven't stood up, but I can't catch my breath enough to stand up.
Well, you see he keeps looking back at you too.
Yeah.
Like, I love when you have those matches that are just like good guy versus good guy, and it's just an athletic contest.
Absolutely.
The shake hands, the show of respect.
Yep. And then there was this. This is what helped me out, I think, with these fans.
Yes.
Was the fact that I went to roll out and give him his ring time, and he was like, no. And then I'm like, I'm honorable. I'll give you your arm. Don't worry.
Was that the scoreboard buzzer that I just heard?
I don't. What?
I think I remember. Oh, look, we're starting another match.
Nope,
not for this episode.
Not for this episode, and probably not for any episode with this match.
Oh, I'm gonna make you do it at some point.
It'll be done at some point.
That's gonna be a punishment video.
It'll be a punishment video.
But I remember seeing the scoreboard. I think there was timers on the scoreboard because it's a basketball gym. Because I remember hearing like a couple times you would hear like the and it was like after a pinfall had happened.
I think what they planned on doing with that was essentially every match had a time limit.
Yeah.
And if it didn't get done in that time limit, then they would have called it a draw.
Which I love the idea of setting that up for a promotion and doing that. So when you can get that time limit draw, just do it enough times where the people don't think about it. And 3-4 shows down the line, one of those matches is rolling and you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
And it's like 1, 2, and
I love it when I can tell a story, but I also love it when it feels like a legitimate fight. And sometimes these matches that we have in Louisiana feel like a legitimate fight, which is part of the reason why I love watching wrestling and doing things in Louisiana and all around. If you're a wrestling company, reach out, please. But I'll handle business now. If you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We don't do advertisements, so share the stuff. Share with your friends if you think somebody would like this or any of our other content. Feel free to share. As always, I'm the storyteller Alex Braddock, and joining me,
I'm Dylan Gilbert.
And whether it's been a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, or good night, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. I hate it. I always hate it.